reason for that is just the kind of batting ability these two young batters have shown.
Just on Surya Bandar, he's been knocking on the door for a long period. That single brings up the 100 for Sri Lanka. Finally got an opportunity in the last game under different circumstances. Get a confirmation, that's a no ball. Another one by Ravindra Jadeja. Not for the first time, and the efforts most of the time. Third umpire picks it up. Close one. The line belongs to the umpire. The gap should be at least couple, even more. Mohammad Siraj gave up pretty early. Lovely placement by Surya Bandar. He moves to 49.
Again, good batting. And maybe then we'll start looking at other reasons as well as to why India haven't managed to get wickets. Now this is a beautifully timed shot. Slightly short in length. And this is where Jadeja has changed in the last 3-4 years. He bowls this odd short delivery per over. Earlier it used to be maybe one short ball per session. Now it's a little more frequent. The only change that we see in Jadeja the last couple of years where his batting has skyrocketed. Little frailty in his bowling has started to appear. Still a handful on this pitch. Good player to have inside, obviously.
Short aside, but straight to Mohammad Siraj. Was on the shorter side, but I thought comparing the before once, it was slightly different. Good average. Almost 54 and a half, closing on 5,000 runs, and good conversion rate. In the half century and 14 centuries.
That's a good sign that after so many first-class games, they finally get a look in. You see, young at this level, but not young in batting experience. They're not raw batters.
And going for the single and Surya Bandar, the second test match. Beautiful lads.
Can you imagine the state of mind of Surya Bandar on his debut as a concussion substitute, out first ball, the pressure coming into this innings.
On the shorter side, Waken mid-wicket. Couple of bounces to the boundary. That was asked him to put away. Surya Bandar did it in style.
There's been a combination of good batting and some very ordinary bowling today from India. This is a rank short ball, very rare from Sutar. We didn't see this at all at Gaul. Saw it early and gave it everything or more.
1 for 33 in 4.1 overs, Sanjay. Bolo picked up 10 wickets. The Gaul test match certainly have not found the right length or even the line, one might say.
Started with Prasid actually before he shifted to round the wicket. There were quite a few balls not well controlled, not accurate. It started off there when the runs started coming. He leaked quite a few in the first 2 overs before bowling a magnificent delivery to get a batter out. Shara was the man. Yeah, they haven't been accurate today, Indian bowlers.
With the stroke. Good understanding between Pasindu and Kamidu Mendes. Pasindu Surya Bandar been waiting for an opportunity to play for his national side. Got an opportunity, and what a great moment to bring up his maiden half century against a strong Indian bowling lineup.
He deserves all the applause and praise that he's getting from the dressing room and the fans as well. Good first-class record. We've seen actually all the young players in the series coming to this series with good first-class performances, particularly for India.
Oh yes, boy.
Pasindu for Sri Lanka. I think this field is better. I've never understood how a captain can have a first slip to a left-arm spinner, to a left-hand, and then also have a leg slip. So that confuses anyone watching as to what is the intended line.
Oh yes, MJ.
I also believe that if he's coming over the wicket, the sweep shot that he played earlier last over becomes a lot easier. Rather see him come round the wicket and create a more difficult angle to the left-hander.
Landed heavy on his left shoulder, Siraj. Just not looking comfortable at the moment. We'll keep a close eye on the next over. This is what happened. Soon after he fielded it, and see left arm is not look comfortable at all. Pretty sure the physio will come out there. 112 for 3.
Watch it, yaar.
अब बोलेगा आपने
A session summary so far. Run rate 4.33 been maintained. That's mainly because some loose delivery been offered for the Sri Lankan batters, and Pasindu Surya Bandar especially have pounced on anything loose.
Now we're seeing Jadeja doing what we were trying to suggest for Sutar to come round the wicket to a left-hand batter and bowl outside the offside. I guess that's going to be the line now for Jadeja. So we'll see whether this angle is a little more difficult for Kamindu. I prefer this angle instead of over the wicket. It just makes it easier with the early line and the visual that the batter has to play the sweep shot. But just like him to go wider outside the off stump, because then the odd ball that goes straight becomes your lethal.
Yes, boy.
Yeah, more than stumps, just outside the off stump would be a great line.
Feeling is certainly mutual. Sanjay, different angle, maybe the line around the fourth off stump, which threatens the inside edge as well as the outside edge. Little too straight for me there.
The whole idea and the reason why great bowlers get so many wickets is most of their balls are hitting the stumps. That's how you get your leg befores and your clean bowls to major balls of dismissal. When you're bowling middle stump, the leg before is gone because the ball will turn and will be missing. Bowl as well is not an option. Outside the off stump, the ball will finish in the stumps. The odd one that goes straight will go to first slip if edge. This line not ideal. So I think Shubman Gill likes this kind of line. That a lot of his bowlers to bowl into the pads, angled in, and has two fielders in that leg trap position.
More like damage control, not giving anything away easily. Trying to contain the batter. But with the right hand and the strikers, the lines will change, the field will change, and the attacking options will certainly change as well. In the gap. I think that particle gives that pretty easily. Once it passes the infield, 117 for 3. spoke to Dhananjay De Silva in the morning regarding the mindset. He said it has to be positive but control aggression, and that's exactly what the Sri Lankan batters have provided this morning. Last ball of the previous over. Didn't find the middle of the bat, but most importantly, Vasan Suri Bandara, for the first time, finds the gap behind square. Bit of stretching, indication that trying to change the momentum of the game, the rhythm of the game by introducing a seam bowl of about 2-3 overs just before lunch. The moment is going to be Manav Sutar. Going to bowl over the wicket to Kamidu Mendis. The only difference, Squalek Fielder was trying to save the single. Now he's trying to save the boundary. It was sweet. 2 is the call by Kamidu, and I think they will settle for a single, not taking on Mohammad Siraj Jam.
Always imagine people who watch cricket in the 70s and 80s would wonder, with the left arm spinner bowling left-hander on strike, why do they have a deep point? What is the logic behind that? Logic is modern day batters play the reverse sweep so well, so you've always got to have protection for that. They played on good balls. Line outside off. More like it, I think India just needs to be patient. Just be there and thereabout. Slightly quicker delivery from Manav Sutar.
Since the beginning of the 19th over, Sanjay, up to now, 10.2 overs, 49 runs has been scored. That's all against spin, so certainly the pitch is behaving well. But up in goal, a similar stroke by Pasan Suri Bandara, there was a threat that you get a top edge and could have been caught by the bowler or at short extra cover. But then there's a C. In a little while, line of the stumps, the pitch looks really solid at the moment. Yes, 1 or 2 did take turn yesterday. At the moment, it's looking solid, just like Pasan Suri Bandara. It's slightly dark out there. It's quite bright.
Beautiful,
sunny when we started the day, and something that to keep a close eye on, the clouds around. Running with the stroke. Taking on Jadeja. Makes it with ease in the end.
Jaddu bhai. Watch MJ.
Good understanding. That's something I like to highlight between Kamidu and Pasan Suri Bandara, the communication. Partnership 84 of 119. Makes these overthrows. I'm not interested. 120 for 3. Of 48 by Pasindu, 31 by Kamidu. 55 of 120 in good time. It's all about control aggression. The left-hander and right-hander in the middle have certainly provided it. I like this move by Shubman Gill, changing the pace of the game by bringing up Prasidh Krishna into the attack, who bowled well yesterday as well as this morning.
Yeah, this morning I think after a couple of overs he was more effective, more consistent. But I guess Gill had no choice. The spinners proved to be ineffective. Saraj Jain on his debut didn't quite look threatening. Manav Sutar unlikely. Few overs from him. You don't expect this is how he's got 2 wickets. delivery this morning was brilliant when he came round the wicket, stuck with that line outside off. Then Nishar was looking good, was dismissed by a beauty.
I like to use over the wicket as well as round the wicket. I think round the wicket with a slightly older ball and get it away towards the slip area. Remember, the Mendes was caught in the slips in the Galle Test match. On the wicket, 20.7. This was a lovely line with his side. He's hitting the leg hard and making sure the ball goes across the left hand. This was this morning, and all of a sudden, this is what happened.
He had a chat with the bowler. He came round the wicket. More than the angle, he just stayed consistent. Didn't try too many things. The odd short ball. And the wicket ball is a mixture of a bouncer and a short ball. I guess it wasn't an out-and-out bouncer that he wanted to get over the batter's head. And look at the difference in the average when he comes over the wicket. It's 48.5. When he comes round the wicket, 20.7 to left-handers. So when you had that kind of a disparity, I think always a good idea to start round the wicket when you have a left-hander at the crease, because the difference is huge. It's a no-brainer which angle has been more effective for him getting wickets of left-handers.
When you talk about a right-arm seamer going to go round the wicket and attack the stumps and move it across to the slips and get the batters out in the slip court, reminds me of Andrew Flintoff against Adam Gilchrist. How many times did Freddie Flintoff dismiss Adam Gilchrist caught by the keeper, the slips area, the gully, that creating the angle. And that's something that Prasidh Krishna over the next years can develop, moving across the left-hander.
Ishant Sharma used to do that. He had a ball that came back in. His wrist would fall on the left-hand side when he released the ball, so he kept it very simple. He just came round the wicket to any left-hander. And maybe Prasidh also could start doing that. There's data pretty clear on that. So which angle is more effective for him?
This had happened in the second innings of the first test match. Coming to Mendes flashing outside the off stump, and a good catch by KL Rahul. And I'm pretty sure Shubman Gill and Prasidh Krishna will try to recreate this by getting Prasidh Krishna to bowl round the wicket, a slip, a gully. Even the cover point fielder Sarfaraz Khan is at a catching position.
Just have to see how much there is in the pitch for him now. He'll have to rely on the pitch to get that movement. He has this natural bounce and the ball is hard enough for him to get the ball to rise. It's a good move.
Nice line. Nice line. Good pace as well by Prasidh Krishna. I think the in-between length, Sanjay. The batter is not too sure whether to come into the front foot, not too sure whether to go back foot. That's going to be the key for Prasidh.
Absolutely. And you've got two slips, interestingly not close to each other. You've got maybe first slip in second slip's position, and something in between third and gully is the gully field. And Sarfraz, who's on the field, is that short point, is more catching than run saving.
Short delivery and finds the fielder, and shot been broken. Ravindra Jadeja is one of the best in the business. He's going to drop those. And Shubman Gill, what a change. And Prasidh Krishna, he's been superb and continue to do so with the wicket of Kamindu Mendes.
We live in a world where data has become critical and extremely important. I'm a little surprised that Prasidh Krishna didn't do this early enough. He has a tremendous record round the wicket, and India finally getting him to bowl round the wicket, and this is the second wicket he's got with the angle, along with the first that he got at Galle. So a wicket has been picked up by some good thinking from India. Kamindu Mendes looked good, but he's a stroke player and perished while sticking to his strength. It's 122 for 4.
skipper Dhananjay De Silva walks in at number 6. He's run off play, 2 batters batting beautifully. No demons from the surface. Amit Mendes perishes. 69 test matches for the skipper.
There was a time in Indian cricket where India would depend so much on the spinners on pitches that aided spin and would hardly look at a seam bowler. But now, even on dry batting pitches, turning pitches, we saw the role that Prasidh Krishna played in Gaul and playing it here as well. Finished the interview this morning with him saying that it's a good pitch for you, you'll get wickets today. I'm especially happy that this has happened at the cost of Sri Lanka farmers. Sorry, but I sometimes like to be proved right.
Lucky charm you are, Sanjay.
It's not about luck, farmers. It's about the right cricketing thought. But yeah, it was nice that Gill went to Prasidh, got him to bowl round the wicket. Kamindu maybe was just trying to counter in a way that if you set a field for me on the offside, I'm going to look to score on the leg side. They've got a wicket. And hopefully now with Saransh Jain in the attack, we can just get him to hold one end up. And Prasidh gets another wicket for India. Nice view of that catch. Jadeja, the catcher.
Something I predicted as well with Roshan Abhi Singh in the pre-show, that watch out for the bounce that Prasidh Krishna can extract from the surface. Firstly, the dismissal of Kamil Mishar. Secondly, a quick nippy bounce that will dismiss Kamil Mendes.
True that. The last ball from Saransh Jain was 76 kilometers. There's got to be 4 runs. Too short. And Pasindu doesn't need a second invitation. He's
Understand this point.
This is our first good look at Saransh Jain. He's a very interesting bowler in the sense he's tall, and the way he bowls, anyone watching from a distance would think he's a quick off spinner. 85, 90. But look at the speed that he's bowling at. Last ball was 90, the one before 70, 76, this one as well. So he's got a quick arm action, but the speed of the ball is pretty slow, which is not a bad thing to have. 126 for 4.
Dhananjay De Silva yet to face a delivery. Sonal Dinusha batted so beautifully up in goal, yet to come as well. Niroshan Dikpala. Number 7. It's going to be the last over before lunch. Prasidh Krishna will have his tail high. 2 slips and a gully. Everyone in the inner ring is trying to save the single so that Prasidh Krishna can have 6 deliveries bowled at the captain. Oops. Dhananjay De Silva at the last moment, and it's one of the hardest for a fast ball to bail out just before he delivered the ball.
It was too last minute, and no fast bowler would be happy with this. That's the reason. Can't fault the batter, but Prasidh was steaming in. I've never seen a batter withdraw such a last minute.
Easily could have been a sprained ankle. Seen it in the past. Those can happen. Little too straight for my liking last delivery by Prasidh. Has to be around the 4th, 5th off stump. Take a look at this. Oh, just before he delivered. And Prasidh Krishna bailed out at the last millisecond.
As a fast bowler, are you better off just releasing the ball, because holding it back might be sort of jarring to the shoulder, isn't it?
Absolutely. The momentum should have let go. Yes, the batsman is bailing out, but Prasidh Krishna could have done much more damage with those. If it happens to any youngster, who's watching this coverage, just let it go. Bowl it. Though it's a dead ball, nothing happened because the risk of injuring your body is far lesser.
Well, he's collecting data on Prasidh Krishna. What does he do? Got a very interesting finish with his delivery action, Prasidh Krishna. I don't think we've talked about it enough. I've never seen a bowler after the ball is released become erect so quickly, which is something that I've never seen with any bowler, and that doesn't affect his bowling at all. He still bowls quickly, but he's against the common perception that when you bowl and when you finish, have a look at after the ball is released, puts everything into the ball, yeah, and then is erect straight away. There's not the momentum and the torso sort of bend going forward. He gets upright, the quickest that I've seen. Tall man. I like to see tall people use their height as the West Indians used to do with all their fast bowlers. Curtly Ambrose 6 foot 8 inches, Courtney was 6'5", Garner 6'8". See here, releases the ball and straight up. But sometimes you would get a tall off spinner. West Indies of 6 foot 8 inches, and you used to wonder why would he want to bowl off spin.
And that stood up, and Dhananjay De Silva puts away in style and off the mark with a lovely hit.
This is the problem I've had with Prasidh Krishna today. He's just trying too many things. Because he's able to get that ball to just jump from a length and get the outside edge. If he can just stick to outside off for a while to a new batter, let the batter do something silly, which we found Cummins doing when he came round the wicket. Conceded 35, but he's got 3 wickets. That's what India wants. I'd like him doing this more often. 130 for 4.
And with that, the umpires will signal for lunch break. Just outside the yaw stump, Dhananjay De Silva lets it go. And by far, the most productive session for Sri Lanka in terms of run rate. 4.2 runs per over. Yes, they lost a couple of wickets, but I like the mindset of the Sri Lankan batters, not going to a survival mode. They've had that balance of attack and defense, but on the other hand, Indians tried it hard on a surface. He's still behaving good for batting.
You talked about balance, and I think the session as well balanced. India got 2 wickets, but Sri Lanka got 122. So I guess in the session part, this will come down as a shared session run rate 4.21. So that's in Sri Lanka's favour. India had to strive hard to get those wickets. All these young players have been so impressive. In the Surya Bandara at the moment, the hero 65 not out, Dhananjay De Silva 4 not out. Cummins Mendes was the wicket that India wanted. It was Krishna again providing that. Cummins Vishwaran earlier was the first scalp this morning for Prasidh Krishna.
5 bowlers used, more successful. Prasidh Krishna, superb, 3 for 35. And Manav Sutar picked up 1 wicket last evening. The rest wicketless so far.
Came under tremendous pressure this morning. The Sri Lankan batters, India had got 500 and over. They lost a couple of wickets. They're also in a foul mood as a batting unit with what happened with bad night yesterday. This was that delivery that we were talking about a little while earlier. Really impressed with Sindhu in his second innings at the test level. Short statured, but head right on top of the ball. And Cummins is coming in. And putting the pressure right back on the bowlers, especially the spinners who looked lackluster this morning. Few close calls.
Swept well right throughout the series. Sri Lanka. His single draws up the half century for Pasindu Suryabantu. Right after that shot, delivery was pulled away for a boundary. Coming to mend the very first over of Prashit Krishna's second spell means the fielder at square leg. Anjali Silla finished the session with a beautiful full shot to get him off the mark. India won the toss, batted first, 503 for 9, Badikal Jurel, 2 centurions, and Asita Fernando 4 for 106. In reply, Sri Lanka 130 for 4, with Pasindu Suryabantu remaining not out on 65. 122 runs and 2 wickets means it's another shared session in their lunch break, and also going for lunch. Be back in about 35 minutes for post-lunch.